Hi. The other day when I posted a time-lapse video of me spinning, somebody made a funny comment, Jesse, that, gosh, you spin fast. And I realized that the time-lapse didn't give you a sense about how I actually spun. In fact, I do spin rather fast. Obviously not as fast as time-lapse would show, but I do spin rather fast, and I thought I'd do a regular time video to show you a little bit about my spinning technique. I'm not quite sure. I've never taken formal lessons in spinning, so I'm not quite sure if what I do is considered, a standard, or whether it's an adaptation of some things that I've learned and picked up along the way. But basically what I do is when I first start back at spinning on a current project, I do a pretty standard pinch and pull inchworm type of drafting, just so I can reacquaint myself with the fiber and get used to the tensioning on the wheel and see whether I need to adjust that, see how uniform the bat is that I'm working with, especially in this particular project, since I made these bats. They're not commercially processed roving. And so I just want to make sure, just reacquaint myself with, where I am in the project and how it's going. But once I'm more comfortable with it, I will actually speed up my treadling and start doing a long, what I call a modified long draw. I don't know what it is technically, but basically I draft out using my fingers and thumb out here, and I maintain how much twist I allow into the length of single with my right hand, and by pinching it towards near the orifice and near the flywheel. This allows me to do a few things. One is, if I see an inconsistency, I can literally just drop my roving and untwist a little bit and retwist it. And I usually slow down my treadling when I do this kind of thing, so that I try to get some evenness of twist along. And then I can start up again. The other thing it allows me to do is allows me to evenly distribute the twist in the single along a longer period of, so I think overall I get a more consistent level of twist, because if I were to just do this amount of single in terms of the twist, it can only even out the twist along that length of single, right? And so if I have it out this long, however, the twist is completely evened over the full length of that. It's also, since I'm drafting a lot more roving into the single, I have to treadle quite a bit faster. And so I have to have a much better feel of how the yarn's flowing through my fingers. And again, it allows me to, since this is my not so well carded bat of roving, I can take out inconsistencies and barnyard debris and things like that as they come along a little bit more easily. And it's a little bit easier to see along the longer length of the single as well. So anyway, I do spin rather fast. Again, not as fast as time-lapse would show, obviously, but it is a rather fast way of spinning and making singles. One of the things that I do sacrifice is a little bit of consistency overall, because when I'm spinning this quickly, I'm less concerned that the evenness and consistency of my single is the same throughout. So it might be slightly more twisted or less twisted in certain areas. It also might be thicker or thinner in various areas. But overall, when I apply these relatively even singles together, it offsets and kind of compensates for each other. And then also when I hang it to dry, it further kind of evens out my twist and allows it to relax into a more consistent overall spinning project. Feel free to ask any questions in comments, whether they be sarcastic or funny or not. Either one is fine. And thanks for watching.